Hello Pisces, this is your December 2016 read. I'm going to do all of December here at once because this time of the year is starting to pick right up here and I don't want to be late, so I'm just going to do all of December at once. For the main read, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Moon Garden. It's one of my oldest decks, as if you can't tell. I was trying to find out who it's by, but all I can get here is paintings by Karen Marie Sweetheart. I hope you can read that. And that's the front, in case you like that deck and you want to see more of it. And for the advice cards this time, I'm going to use the Angel Therapy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I like a lot of Doreen's things, and I believe this one's back from like 2006 or something like that. I like that deck. I figure it matches well with this one, so let's get right into it. You're going to notice, I believe I got this deck when I was about 19, so it's older. Okay. When I show you these pictures, excuse me, you'll probably realize that they look a little, well, you'll see. They're very fantasy-like. They're very lighthearted, I guess you could say. We'll see what you think. Your overall energy for this time is the Emperor. And when I look at this version of the Emperor, to me that looks kind of like he's holding the world. I'm also noticing it's a clouded world. So like he's got the world in his hand and he's not really sure what's going to go on, but he feels like he's in control of it. Okay. I actually do want to pop out a card. I feel like this is the light worker. You are a powerful light worker popped out with it as advice, which makes me feel like it's, again, like the situation seems to be under control, more under control by you than you realize is what I'm starting to feel. But what's going on is kind of clouded. Like, you know that there's other factors and people are doing what they need to do, but what you want to do and how you can help and get involved is completely in control by you. Okay. I feel like there's good things coming in here. We have the Ace of Staffs as you go into this time frame, which is like I'm seeing like this makes me feel new growth and things along that nature. Staves are usually fire and things along that, but this makes me really feel about growth and going towards your dreams and actually having a solid path towards them. I feel like the project you're working on is like starts in the beginning of December, so definitely for a lot of people that could be holiday related and just like know where you want to go and what you want to happen and where you want to do it, and just getting things all together at this point. The next card we come into is the Fool. In this version of the Fool, the Fool comes in different ways for me depending on the card I'm reading it off of. And this one always makes me feel like there's a little bit of confusion going on here, but there's always drive and like I could say this is a jester always seems to be looking at a certain place. Like he or she, because I really can't tell the gender on this one, has their eye on a certain thing and is going towards a certain goal, but there's a lot of confusion around them. But they're keep going towards their goal because they feel like as long as they keep sight of where they want to go, other things will work out. And the Fool kind of aspect is kind of like having that faith that other things are going to fall into place as needed. And this is on your direct line. This is things actually happening. So things starting out in this time frame are going into a spot where you know what you want. You start deciding what you want to do. You make decisions and you start moving in that direction. And you're keeping your eye on the prize and hoping and having faith that other things are going to fall into place as needed. There's a lot of devotion to your plans. I feel like this is interesting. We have your environmental comes in 2 levels. As you start expecting things just to fall into place as needed, I feel like there are people around you who feel that's a good thing, and like they see where you want to go, and they are helping you out. I feel like there's people helping you out, and I feel like this is what this card is saying. Like, other people agreeing and going along the same way. I'm more concentrated on one rather than the two here, which makes me feel like getting help. People who care about you, looking out for you, helping you get what you want, helping you go towards your goal, sharing the same vision. In other words, whatever goal you have is also their goal, and they're also doing their part to keep their eye on the prize and keep moving forward and helping pick up pieces where necessary. And I feel like beyond them, they have also the same type of support. So it almost feels like a circle situation where there's a lot of you involved in this process or this event, and you're all kind of going forward, keeping your eye on the prize type situation, and like you have faith that everything's going to work out. It does. I mean, there's a lot to do, it seems like, but there's a lot of little pieces that people just kind of pick up the pieces as necessary. Not getting like anything bad, pick up the pieces, just in the sense of like there's a lot of details in the sense who's going to pick up who, that type of thing. As the event or situation gets closer, I do feel, actually I'm going to pop up. Okay. As the event or situation gets closer, it's the High Priestess. And when I'm looking at her, I'm seeing a little like, the way she comes across right now on this card to me is a little bit of like having to send out the messages herself, and a little bit like I didn't really want to be the one to do the message part, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I feel like even though it's kind of like other people are in the same boat and agreeing with you and going the same direction, I feel like putting it down or sending out a message or making sure everybody actually is, or like who is showing up, who is not showing up, that type of thing. Like I feel like you're the one getting that together. Some of you are actually going to get an invite to another event at this time that you really want to go to. And I feel like you're going to try to do both if possible. So that's another reason this is kind of coming up this way, because I'm getting the message is very strong. Like some of you are giving out the message and you just didn't want to be the one doing that. Others of you are getting a second invite to something else that you also very much want to do, and you're trying to see how you can fold that in and make it happen as well. Okay. The visualized success. I'm getting, when I get the visualized success, I'm feeling like you can make it work out. If you just like go through it in your mind, playing out best case scenario, like everything working out the way you want it to, other doors in your mind will open, or as you talk to other people, or maybe you get a little like, I want to do both, but how can I do this? As you talk with other people and think, well, if I do this, maybe that can happen, blah, blah, blah. Other people will also try to help you make things work out so you can enjoy both as well. Okay. I'm getting that discontent with her again, and I am noticing we have an interesting ending to this month here. When I'm going towards the end of the month here, I do feel like well, here's what I'm seeing here. I got the Seven of Cups, I got the Six of Cups, and then I got the Devil back. This is actually the Devil card. That's their version of the Devil. And then we got the God box, which the God box means when things don't go the way you want them to, and they just seem like a little over your head, just to like release it to the universe and just ask for that help to get the help you need. That's kind of what they're saying. When I have the 7 next to the Devil, though, a lot of times it makes me feel like things have been over-exaggerated and things aren't really what they seem, but they feel overburdensome. There's a lot of false communication when I see the two of those together. I feel like people are basically going about how they feel situations went down, and not so much as actual how situations went down. I feel a lot of jumping to conclusions, a lot of a lot of chatter between people, causing, like if you do that thing where you have 6 people in a line and you write a message on a piece of paper for the first person, and they whisper it to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. By the time you get to the sixth person, it's a completely, like, you might have started off with, like, I would like to get asparagus when I buy groceries. And at the other end of the line, it's like, I love Seinfeld. And you're like, how did that happen? Like, it's that type of thing. Like, things, I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, people talk, and I feel like some things don't go the way they should, but then, like, people just talk, and things going back and forth, and it's more about people being cranky and upset, and just like, this is what I think happened, turns into, I heard this happened. That type of thing. This is up here. The last card I'm getting here, because I want to kind of wrap it together if I could, is the emotional sensitivity, which means to me a lot, especially when I'm seeing her, like, you're supposed to be a sensitive person, and that's a good thing, but I feel like it might be a bit much. It might feel like a bit much, and like, disconnecting from it might be hard this time, but like, releasing it, like the God box thing, is like, when it gets too much and overburdensome, their advice is just to release it to the universe. If you're a person that pray for it just to work out. I feel like it's going to sort itself out later. Whatever happens at this event, I feel like a lot of times when I see a lot of this come together, a lot of this is just like people talking and blah, blah, blah. I'm getting a lot of, like, just maybe a little bit people just, like, not having their laurels in effect, if that makes sense. Almost kind of like when you drink just enough to stop editing what you say, but not enough to where you're, like, sloppy messy, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like people are relaxed and just sort of relaxed, but then tensions, and then people just start talking, and just, like, again, I really feel like this is what I think happened turns into, I heard this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, one person says to another, I bet this is what happened, and blah, 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 blah. And then they talk to another person, and they're like, well, I heard this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. Instead of it just started off like, what if that is what happened? Somebody else kind of, like, the way it comes off as like, oh, this is what happened. And it's not at all what actually happened. Because I feel like there's miscommunication, but I also feel like there's a lot of just, like, there could be alcohol involved or something like that, where just people are just spouting off things that they really shouldn't, and they're just kind of like, I feel like it's more of a group setting, and people are just saying, well, what if that's probably what, oh, I know that's what happened, and this would make sense if that's, I mean, I can see that's how that would happen, and then just, instead of, like, theorizing, it starts to become more like, this is actually what happened, and it's not what happened. It keeps coming around like that. It's a confusing, a lot of confusing situations, because I feel like afterwards it kind of settles, because there's a lot of conflicting information, like what actually happened and what all the craziness that's going around don't match. In fact, afterwards, after people start, like, trying to, like, figure out what actually happened, there's directly conflicting information where it doesn't, it's clear that, you know, nobody knows what actually happened. You'd have to go to the source, and it almost feels like even the source of what happened is unclear at that point. Okay. Alright. Well, I think we did good with this deck. I haven't used this deck in a long time. And I think it's very interesting how we're seeing how things are playing out here. December looks like... I'm also a Pisces. And I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking it could be a busy month. And it feels like the month starts off really well, but then it could get a little crazy near the end of it. And emotions might run high. Stepping back and letting it go, that's the advice I'm getting for the end. But I'm also getting that how it kind of plays out. Like, there's good that works out in the long run. Alright, well, of course, as always, let me know in the comments if you want to, how this worked out for you. I'm really kind of curious, especially since I'm a Pisces myself, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, the end of December makes me wonder. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.